All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Rams. They are coming off a 26-9 home victory against the Arizona Cardinals. They played a perfect game of football in the second half, outscoring the Cardinals 20-0. 20-0. Now, the first half certainly was not pretty. It certainly was not sexy. In fact, they were down 9-6. They did have a nice drive to end the half with Mr. Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. But look, the Los Angeles Rams sitting here at 3-3, they're actually a lot better than people had given them credit for. If you guys remember this past offseason, every single soul on social media, every single soul in the NFL media, on TV, radio, writing, whatever it is, everybody was already saying the Rams were going to be a 5-win team, a 6-win team, and they were already starting to look at alternative options for Matthew Stafford and being like, maybe they could get Caleb Williams, whatever. I also, before we get into this video, I don't want to hear anything about the Arizona Cardinals. This is a team that plays hard. They're a team in the National Football League. These players are in the league for a very specific reason, and I didn't hear anything about it when they took down the Dallas Cowgirls. At that point it was, the Cardinals, they're actually a pretty good team. The Cowboys, they're just not that good. And, I don't want to see anything in the narrative in the national media or even just fans saying anything that is discrediting this victory. Their second half was quite literally perfect. And now Cooper Kupp has 2 games under his belt, and the dude has been absolutely feasting. Cooper Kupp, in just 2 games this season, has 266 yards. He is averaging 133 yards per reception. They're 3-3, man. They have an enticing schedule. They have their star wide receiver back. They actually have the 12th rated offense. They have the 11th rated defense. Now, things aren't perfect, but they're a lot better than a lot of people were thinking they were going to be about a third of the way through the season. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I do post at least one Rams video every single week, so let's try and get this video to 150 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. So shout out to whoever told Sean McVay, like, hey, you can run the football. The first half, 9-6. It was ugly. There were sacks. Matthew Stafford was getting rushed. Things just weren't great. They hung in it, right? And then they start the second drive with 9 straight rushes, and they cap it off with a touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp. Kyren Williams is an absolute stud. And I remember watching a Rams game a couple of weeks ago and being like, I was playing Kyren Williams in fantasy, and I was like, why are they not giving this dude the football? In yesterday afternoon's game, he had 20 carries for 158 yards and a touchdown. But what's even crazier, he averaged 7.9 yards per rush. Now, I know the Rams' offensive line isn't perfect. In fact, they've given up 16 sacks so far this season. That is not great. That's 20th in the National Football League. But when we take a look at statistics, Matthew Stafford is killing it. He's throwing for 280 yards per game. But the rush attack, if you're a Rams fan, or if you've even just watched a Rams game this season, you look at a guy like Kyren Williams and you think to yourself, feed the dude. Literally just feed the dude. Some way, somehow, the Rams rush game, they're 18th in the league. So I'm so glad to whoever, or maybe Sean McVay, figured it out. Hey, we have Kyren Williams, who up to this point has been one of the more efficient running backs in the National Football League. That's something for me to keep doing the rest of the season. You traded away Cam Akers. You have Kyren Williams. Now, I will admit I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Notre Dame football fan, but feed the frickin' dude. Now, offensively, I have zero concerns about this team. Matthew Stafford, yesterday afternoon in the second half, he really didn't have to do anything. As we alluded to, Kyren Williams averaged just about 8 yards per carry, but on the season, Matthew Stafford has not been perfect. Keep in mind, Cooper Kupp missed the first, 4 games of the regular season. He's still doing a great job. He does have 6 touchdowns. He does have 5 interceptions. His completion percentage is only 61.2%, but he has almost 1,700 yards. Matthew Stafford is averaging 280 passing yards per game. And if you're a Rams fan, or if you're even just an NFL fan, it literally is just the tip of the iceberg here. It's crazy because with Puka and with Tutu, the Rams wide receiving core, which had a lot of question marks heading into the season, it's all of a sudden became a huge strength in their offense. Here's the bottom line. Their defense, hence the, giving up 19.5 points per game, which is good for 11th in the National Football League. If their defense can just get stops, If guys like Ernest Jones, Aaron Donald can just hold it down, prevent teams from scoring 20 plus, look, I know you're in a difficult division. I know you're in a difficult conference. You've got Seattle. More importantly, you have San Francisco. But don't count out the Los Angeles Rams. This team has just gotten it going. And if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were catching a nice buzz, and I kept saying, look, man, if I take your wide receiver one off of your football team, your offense is probably going to struggle. The Rams offense didn't necessarily struggle. In fact, they did a lot better than myself and pretty much everybody had anticipated, and they hung on in there. And I also, once again, I don't want to hear anything about the Arizona Cardinals. First off, they play really hard. And if you're a Rams fan or if you're just an NFL fan, divisional games, no matter if your team is 14-0 going up against an 0-14 squad, especially these divisional rivalries, they're going to play you hard. That Rams defense, they deserve a lot more credit. They deserve a lot more props than they are getting this season. They held Joshua Dobbs to just 21 of 41, 235 yards, and an interception. More importantly, the Rams defense gave up 0 touchdowns. 0 touchdowns. It was just 3 field goals. Rushing wise, they gave up 130 yards on 30 attempts, 4.3 yards per carry. I know that isn't the greatest statistic, but they're bending and they're not breaking. When we take a look at this defense, they have talent. We know Ernest Jones. Now, once again, I'm a little bit of a bandwagon here. I'm a big South Carolina Gamecock supporter. I've got a lot of family alumni who went there. The dude's a star linebacker. You can cut it however you want to. The dude's 23 years old. He has 63 tackles through 6 games this season. Ernest Jones is a star linebacker in the National Football League. I still have Jordan Fuller. I've got Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald pretty much gets triple teamed every single defensive snap. Byron Young, big SEC supporter. If you guys haven't been able to tell, the dude's a 25-year-old rookie, and he has 3 sacks so far in 6 games as a freaking rookie. I've still got Kobe Durant, who's extremely underrated. Roseboom had a great game with a clutch interception. Love his hands on that game. On the interception. Look, man, a win is a win. But here's the thing. I get it. A win, you take a look at the Eagles, a team that was undefeated through their first, 5 games of the season. They lost to the Jets. I get it. There are things when you watch a game, and even if you win, you're not thrilled with it. If you're a Rams fan right now and you watched that game, the second half was freaking awesome. Now, I was watching that Bucs-Lions game live, so I had to watch this game, after it was ran. So I knew the Rams won 26-9. That first half certainly was shaky. But once again, this is a team that people were thinking they were at most going to win 6 football games. Like we said, people were already looking to alternatives outside of Matthew Stafford, who is one of the best quarterbacks in this league, as Rams fans certainly know. Now, that's it for tonight, man. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more Rams videos, let me know down below. But guys, more importantly, give me a 6 games into the season at 3-3. Give me a final season prediction on the Los Angeles Rams. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next time.